has its own sense of humor. I mean, sometimes the things that we have to go through are just so daggum funny that we have to stop. We have to stop and look at all the things that we have overcome. We walk back over our lives to realize how many hurdles we've jumped over, how many puddles we've run through, how many obstacles we turned around and got around and moved over, how many times we had to turn our back on some things that just wasn't for us. And in the realization of us getting up out of the mud, we realize that God has been our constant protector. There's a story of a young boy, about 12 years old. He received a toy boat, a toy sailboat, and they were going to the church annual picnic, which was at a local lake. So the boy was excited to get to the picnic. His dad was excited to get to the picnic and show off his barbecue skills, but the boy didn't care about anything else that was going on in the car. As soon as the car stopped at the lake, the boy jumped out of the car and beat feet to the lake with his boat in hand. He put his boat in the water and he pushed it. And he had a string that was attached to the bow of the boat, and he would pull the boat back. So he would push it and he would pull the boat back. So he was done this for about an hour and giggling the whole time, pushing the boat here and pulling back, pushing the boat and giggling and pulling back. So it started getting good to him. So he started pushing harder and pulling back harder. And then all of a sudden he pushed and pulled and the string broke. The boy became frantic with the string in his hand, running around screaming, and he saw a well-dressed man standing a little bit away from where he was, watching the whole time. And he ran over to the man and grabbed the man and said, "Look, you got to help me get in my boat. You got to jump in the water to get in my boat." The man said, whoa, boy, I'm out here in a suit. You think I'm going to jump in the water?" He said, "Boy, look, calm down. We're going to work together to get your boat." So the man bent down and grabbed a handful of sandstones and he walked to the edge of the lake, and then he started throwing the rocks into the water, seemingly in the boy's mind at the boat. But if he would have stopped and looked, he was throwing the rocks just beyond the boat, causing some waves and some ripples. And the more he threw the rocks, the boy would hit him. And they'd throw some more rocks, and the boy would hit and scream. And he threw some more rocks, and he told the boy, stop, look, here's your boat." What had happened, the man throwing the rocks into the water, causing the waves and the ripples, caused the pressure that would push the boat back to shore. There are some things in our lives that God just doesn't want us to go through. So he dropped some stones and some pebbles in our lives, which cause us to come back to that holy shore.